Item 6. Mr. General Manager, I believe.
Yes,
I'll let you handle this.
the first of the three issues that we'll have a public hearing on is the amended map rule. And this one kind of came up during our process of looking at on the transfer ordinance 2 fees, and we realized that we didn't have a policy in place to deal with amended maps, and we came to a quick realization, thanks to Valerie back here, that that process impacts our staff significantly when we do have amended maps to deal with, and so during the process of the ordinance 2 fee rule policy, we came up with this amended map rule policy. And basically the highlights of it are the engineer, the owner, developer is required to submit to the district a pre-submittal package, which is outlined in the rules here, and there's a checklist also attached in the rule package that has all the information that's required on there. It also outlines all the documentation that has to be in there, and what happens once we review the package and the changes and get back to the owner developer. And it also, the rule establishes fees that impact us as a staff in the review process and approval process of the amended map process, which we'll be talking about the fees here in another few more minutes in a little bit. Basically, I'm going to turn the time back over to you, Mr. Chairman,
well, I think
for the public hearing portion of it, and any discussion that the board may have regarding the amended map rule.
I think it would probably be relevant for us to talk about those fees before we open it up to public hearing.
Okay.
So
Okay, that's fine with me, yeah.
submit that to the chairman.
Those fees are listed.
I mean, that's what part of the
Yeah.
public,
The rule
yeah,
is-
public hearing's about.
So on section 9 of your package is the there's 3 pages in that one. There's my memo regarding the fees, and then following it is the proposed new fee schedule, and behind that page is the existing fee schedule. Basically, there's going to be 2 new fees that we're going to be talking about tonight. The first one is the one I just talked about, the amended map fee. We're proposing a $350 base fee, so anytime the owner, developer, engineer comes in with an amended map, the first thing they come in and request for is they prepare the package, submit it to us, and give us the $350 base fee, and that covers staff's time to review that package. And then once we make comments back to the owner developer after that review, and we expect a package to come back in after that with additional changes from the previous submittal, we're looking at a cost of $75 for each additional lot, or each lot that's created as a result of the amended map rule. So that's the fee that goes with the amended map piece. The other new one, we'll talk about that in a minute, is the transfer ordinance 2 fee. As you know, developers, owners of property can prepay on development properties, and some of them have. We've considered one in the recent past, and they've wanted to take some of the ordinance 2 fees that were on a property. They had excess ordinance 2 fees on that property and wanted to use it on another property, and the board has asked staff to evaluate that and come back to the board with the rule, which is in the package tonight. As we went through the process of evaluating transfer of ordinance 2 fees, we felt we came to the quick conclusion that there was going to be a major impact to staff on handling and accounting for the transfer of ordinance 2 fees, and we're, as mentioned in the packet, we went through almost well over 100 hours of staff time trying to evaluate different scenarios and the pros and cons, and everything. And once we got through that process and came up with the rule that's in the package here, the fee that we felt would cover staff's review time, similar to the amended map fee, is upfront. There'd be a $1,000 base cost to the owner developer, and then once we reviewed that package and got the resubmittal, corrected submittal back from the owner developer, there'd be an additional $75 per lot fee on top of that. So those are the two new fees that we're talking about tonight. Two updated fees is the plan check fee, and if you'll look at the existing fee schedule, the last paper in that section there, the plan check fee was quite cumbersome. What's that, Kenyon?
Yeah, I'm okay, go ahead.
Okay. The plan check fee was fairly cumbersome and somewhat unwieldy for staff to administer. And we took a look at, about whenever we received a plat and had to review it and check that, that was going to run us about $350 per subdivision to review those plans. So we're recommending the board consider that change from the multiple tiered level structure that we have in place now to a simple $350 per review. And the other update is the transfer of water meters and impact fees. And then previously that was $350. We're recommending that be updated to $1,000 as part of this to cover staff's time and review time. So I know it's somewhat confusing because we're talking about a couple of new rules and we're talking about a couple of old rules and things like that. But those are the recommendations that we're making to the board tonight, is on the two new rule fees, the amended map and the ordinance 2 fee transfer fees. The board adopt those, and then on the existing rules that for the plan check fee and the transfer water meter and impact fees, that the board consider those and adopt those. And you may recall at our last board meeting that the board approved the ordinance 2 as amended several times and updated at that point, which also included the ability to create or authorizes the district to transfer the ordinance 2 fees from one subdivision to another.
Yeah. Only in the past, as far as the transfer of water meters, that wasn't allowed, is that correct? I mean, from one location to another?
Prior to when?
Back when I was on board, I didn't think you could transfer a meter.
I think that's probably right. I think it probably happened maybe two and a half years ago that we changed that, yeah.
Well, and I think the reason I bring that up is because if the transfer of the meter wasn't allowed and they had to pay the ordinance, to pay the fee and all that to hook it up, there's quite a savings to allow them to transfer a meter. So I just think that's part of the equation you'd be figuring in that some may not understand.